Hi, welcome to Miracle Making Psychology in Turtles with my weekly 10-minute micro lesson. Today I want to talk about the difference between expressions of love and people-pleasing behaviors. I recently realized that a lot of people have a very serious misconception about love and ways of expressing it. And today I want to discuss some of them. In particular, I want to make a clear distinction between expressing love and enabling harmful behaviors. So, write your name and comments below, say hello as you join. Even on the replay, say hello. Where are you in the world? Say a few words. So, today's topic, love versus codependency. What is the difference? So, for those who doesn't know me, my name is Tatiana Morris, and I'm a conscious relationships expert. I combine the knowledge I have from being a tarot reader, a mental health counselor, and because my energy healer, to help people understand themselves and others on a deep emotional level. I spent last 15 years of my life accumulating knowledge about people, world, myself, and now I want to share it with you. Today my clients are women and men who want to understand themselves deeply, who want to understand others, get in touch with themselves on a deeper level, and also create lives that make them fulfilled and happy. And one of my biggest goals is to help people learn to love themselves and thereby love other people around them. So, today's topic, love versus codependency. What is the difference? Have you ever heard about distinctions between love and codependency before? Type yes in comments. Okay, so love is fierce. It does not involve giving the ones you love everything they want. Expressing love includes setting clear boundaries and enforcing them when it's necessary. Like love without boundaries, well, it's not really love, at least in our material world. Do you want to know more about that? Tell me yes below. Tell me yes below if you ever heard about that. Do you know anyone who can benefit from those tips? Write their name below. So, all spiritual leaders agree that learning to love is our main reason to be on this earth. I think we can all agree on that, right? However, we do not always have enough knowledge or understanding of what that means to love and how we can show someone that we love them. And if you remember our discussion about the culture, we are all culturally conditioned about love. So our love is conditional. But that's just the beginning. One of the biggest misconceptions that I worked to dismantle this week was that love means always making the one you love feel good. And well, guess what? First, nothing is always, right? And second, it may or may not be true. Of course, when we love, we want to make those we love feel good, but sometimes the most loving thing for them is to feel bad. Let me tell you more about that. To make a more clear distinction, I want to introduce the concept of codependency, which a lot of people confuse with love. Well, I'm sure you are familiar with this idea. I can't live without you. Well, guess what? It's a very clear definition of, no, not love, codependency. Now, let me give you a little background on this whole concept of codependency. Let's look into the history of it, right? So when a baby is born, a human baby, right? it's fully dependent on its caretaker, usually the mother, but sometimes other people, doesn't matter. In this situation, the sentiment, I can't live without you, is an accurate description of what is happening. We all know that in contrast to puppies, kittens, I don't know, baby chickens, or any other animals, human babies need to be fully taken care of for a relatively long time. So, this is why codependency between the baby and the caretaker is a natural process. And it was created to ensure the survival of our kind. However, when such a type of bond is created and maintained between two adults, well, that's not very healthy or normal. So, this concept of codependency, it came from the addiction treatment field, and this is why I want to start with an addiction treatment example. So, let's say we have an alcoholic. That's someone I'm sure you can imagine, picture. That's why I'm not going to give more details about this person. All we know about this person that they are addicted to alcohol, so they like to drink, I don't know, vodka, tequila, gin, whatever they are drinking, right? So this person is addicted to alcohol, and it means that even physiologically, without alcohol, this person doesn't feel good. Just doesn't. That's, again, there is a lot of physiology behind that. Now imagine this alcoholic buys a bottle of something strong that we like, and we plan to enjoy drinking it. Now, they have another person who is in a relationship with our alcoholic. This person sees the alcoholic with the drink, and those two are happy together in the moment, of course. And, well, here they have a very clear decision to make. If we take the bottle from the alcoholic, or try, the alcoholic will be angry, and they will suffer from being separate from something they want so strongly. And so, obviously, there is a risk of conflict there. On the other hand, if we don't take the bottle, the alcoholic will drink it and may hurt themselves. And, well, let's face it, drinking is already hurtful. But okay. So, what do you think the person close to the alcoholic should do in that situation? I'd love to see your answers in the comments. Now, I understand this is a little too obvious example. If you remember our discussion about culture again, most cultures disapprove of alcohol addiction. So it would be culturally appropriate to stop the alcoholic from drinking. And so that's why this conditioning, cultural conditioning, this will play a role in the decision that the person who cares about the alcoholic will make. How about we try an example which is a little less obvious? For example, let's imagine there is a person who needs to make changes in their life. They are hurting themselves, and the people around them see that those changes are long overdue, but we are not doing it by whatever reason. Let's be more specific. So, let's say you have a friend who hates their job, talks your ears off day and night complaining about it, and not doing anything to change it. So what is the friendly thing to do? What is the loving thing to do in this situation? Listen to their complaints day and night, ask them to stop. Let me know your opinion in the comments. Well, I will share my opinion. The most loving thing to do in this situation will be to ask them to stop. Because they need that frustration that they are dumping on you, and let's face it, turning you into a trash can. They need that frustration to make a change. So it's a loving thing to do, to let someone feel their emotions and thereby understand. For example, if we are very unhappy, sometimes the most loving thing to do is to make someone feel bad. And yes, I'm strongly standing behind that. And that is the main difference between love and codependency. A codependent person cannot make the person they are codependent on feel bad, because it may interfere with that type of relationship. It can be broken by conflict, by disagreement, by strong emotion, especially so-called negative emotion. But that's the thing. Love exists beyond all that. Because we can be in conflict, we can disagree and still love each other. That is the main difference. Do you need help with distinguishing love from codependency in your relationships? Do you need help with setting and enforcing clear boundaries with people you love? Well, if so, you're in the right place. This is exactly what I do. I help people see the difference between love and codependency and find their inner strength to accept the fierce love that doesn't allow harmful behaviors, that doesn't allow people harming you or themselves. And I help people standing up for themselves in a way that is truly loving. Do you want to know more? Do you want to continue the conversation? Use the link below. Thank you for listening.